My name is Ilhwa Choe. I work at the Liberty in North Korea in Seoul office as a partnership manager. So I was born in North Korea. So I joined the link 4 years ago. So, yes.
And where are we sitting right now?
Oh yeah, actually we are in the Seongsu-dong, which is the very popular place in Seoul right now. So we are at our. This is not another building for the link. So this is a co-working space for the what is it called again? Like a social entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually came to this neighborhood yesterday and spent like 8 hours here because it's so cute.
Really?
Yeah, and I had food and did some shopping. It's like Williamsburg in Brooklyn for here. It's very cool.
Yeah,
it's a very cool neighborhood. I liked it a lot.
Did you shop it?
I bought this jacket.
You bought the jacket. Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it was fun. Do you want to tell a little bit about what Link does?
Oh yeah, sure. So our organization is mainly we are focusing on the rescuing North Korean people from the China to the safe country. So since we operate in the rescue missions, we've been rescuing the 1,283 North Korean people in South Korea and United States as well.
Okay.
So yeah, that's our one of the main job, and the other one is we are focusing on changing narrative on North Korea, because when people think about North Korea, often think about the Kim Jong-un rather than the people. So we wanted to empathize that there's 25 million North Korean peoples live there. They deserve to freedom. So we are making the documentary about the ordinary peoples, and this is thing that we are doing it right now. And the other one is we wanted to changing in North Korea, so we sending some information in North Korea too. So because whenever we interview the North Korean people, so what we wanted to see that what makes them change their think and then what makes them to decide to escape North Korea regime. So one of the things they are all saying is like an information. So that's why we are sending information into North Korea.
She grew up in a border town near China, so it's easier to get black market items through like USB drives or different types of things. So it's an easier area to infiltrate and give the information. And would you say an easier area to escape?
Compared to in Syria, like the Pyongyang or the Hamhung, all the inner city.
Nobody tries to escape from North Korea through the south, the DMZ, only through China. And any people through Russia?
And some people do that.
Okay.
Yeah, some people. But it's also some North Korean soldiers. They escape directly in north to the north cross to the DMZ.
Oh, because they're a soldier, and then they never go back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some like a
Okay.
really like a small amount of people.
Okay. So to give you a little information, most of the people watching are friends and family at home in the United States. And many of them have never been to South Korea, and none of them have been to North Korea. So it's and maybe some people on YouTube that accidentally found the video and don't know me, but it's not a lot of people, I'm sure, who have ever met a North Korean defector or understand the nuances of, as you're saying, like it's not just Kim Jong-un, like it's people. Like you like to go camping and look up at the stars, like it's people. And before we get into a bit of your story, I want to focus on that. What were some of the things that you really enjoyed doing growing up?
There are. It's very I had a really complex memory. What I mean by it's like a very dark and a very light, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to share the happy story actually. Whenever I'm thinking about North Korea, I really like to spend time at the forest, like go camping. I really enjoy go even picnic. I like to whenever I'm thinking about family, it's like when it's like a national holiday, the Chuseok, it's the like a Korean version of the Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's then we all like gather together and then making some dumpling and I have a really good meal together and just family gathering and then the nature I really miss it because it's like I grew up in a small town, it's surrounded by the big mountains. So whenever it's like summertime, I go to the forest, hunting some like wild berries like that. Yeah,
that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, so it's such a good memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember there is no electronic city, in the outside, So that's why I say at the dark, in dark, it's like it's really dark. So I can see all the stars.
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of places in the U.S., in the cities or even in the smaller towns, there's a lot of light pollution. So many lights and buildings and all the things. So it's, even though not having technology or only having it 2 hours a day is so challenging, it's so beautiful that you were able to see like the light in the darkness, the stars even in such a challenging time. Really cool.
Yeah, so
Really, really cool. When you, like as you explained to me and to the students, your mom was going to find more work to help support you and your sister and your dad, and instead of her going to China, you offered, you stay with the sister and I will go instead. Looking back, what would you say, like what advice would you give to your younger self? Like now that you've made it through, I mean you've been in South Korea like 16 years now.
Sorry.
But what advice would you give to your little self at that time?
Oh, that's wow. Actually, I would say. Don't scared.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Yeah, don't be scared. Even it is in the future you cannot predict. But I was very like every step I made, I really always had an anxiety in my heart. It's because I don't know what will happen. So those things are like a very so overworked, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So that's why. But when you are growing up but you have to, you should be more not confidence, to let it go. That's small things. Even you cannot control.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm
it's
working
kind of
on letting go of the things I can't control, but definitely less serious than that example.
So those kind of things. So every step of I made is I had a big anxiety in myself. So that's why it's just if I go back to that I give advice don't be too scared.
Okay.
Yeah, because it will happen.
Yeah.
And so
Can you share a little bit of information of how the escape from North Korea actually happened for you?
Oh yes, actually, every people, every defector has a different journey. So mine is like one of the example, I guess. So once I crossed the river, so there's some I was sold to the Chinese family. So because I was 14, so I was very privileged to not privileged actually. I was lucky. So because it's like it doesn't matter if you are if you are like at 14 or 16 or no matter. Some North Korean peoples are just sell to the like a Chinese old man, but I was in that case. So that's why I was lucky. So I stayed the Chinese family for like a 1.5 years, but that moment is like so I stayed there for like 1.5 years, and then finally I decided I had some like a route. So I made it like I was priest. So like once I resettled in South Korea, I will pay back for you this amount of money. So and then I gave it to the family, and then so there was like so I crossed from the China through the Thailand. It took me to like I think this is a few weeks to get there in Thailand, and then once I reached Thailand, because Thailand government and South Korean government, they made it like a contract. So which means like so that they take care of you, they take care of you. So but even though it's like they made a contract, but it's like there is some process. So I stay in because I entered the country illegally. So that's why I stay in the prison for like the 4 months in
Thailand.
Yeah.
Do you know where the prison was?
I was there was the capital in Bangkok.
Bangkok. Okay.
So and then I stayed there it was wild. Of course I was not allowed to go outside, so I stayed in the Thailand hotel for like 4 months, and then finally I reached South Korea in 2008.
In 2008. And then how many more years or months until you were able to bring your
family?
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
And they all came at the same time, or
separately?
Separately.
Yes, because first my grandma and my sister and my mom came first.
Okay.
Because and then my dad came last. Yeah.
Okay. It's harder for the man to.
It is.
For the men. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And now they're here.
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah, from Korea.
Yeah. Once you got them all here and you got settled and you could finally start to feel more safe, you could finally start to feel more settled, what was one of the biggest shocks or differences that you experienced living in South Korea than living in North Korea?
There are so many things actually. It's a good way because it's actually nowadays just to listen to the music, and there's in North, is to listen to the songs. It's a Western song like that.
Okay.
It's strictly prohibited. So whenever I listen to the music in my phone, I feel really privileged to living in this moment, because when I was in North Korea, so I really wanted to listen to the other countries' songs, especially K-pop, pop, and pop songs, but it's not a law, so yeah.
In North Korea, is there music, but it's specifically about like the Kim family or something?
Yes, I think it is. I might be wrong, but it's like I feel like more than like 80 like 98% of songs are just like
Like a worshiping of their family and stuff?
But there's a 2% are not. So,
Okay.
so that's the songs I sometimes humming, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, one of the students wanted me to ask you, do North Koreans have some religions, or is it just like you kind of see the Kim family and the ruling family as like gods almost, or Kim Jong-un as like a god?
Yeah, actually, there is a God, but it's
Like, are there temples? Do people practice religion?
No. Strictly
Okay.
illegal. But
okay.
I found very interesting because when I didn't know there are have some religions other than Kim Jong Kim family. But once I came to South Korea, but when North, I was shocked because it's like the North Korea they promote when they promote their like country they say that like oh we also have religions like we have temples and we have monks and we have like the Catholics in
When they try to the rest of the world or to North Koreans?
No to the West world. So it's like so
But they don't.
but they don't.
Okay.
So it's only on TV, I guess. So
Okay.
it just so like, inside I didn't know until I came to South Korea.
Okay. So prior to the 1950s, there were monks and there were priests and there were temples like Christianity, Buddhism, etc. Okay. But now there are not.
No.
Okay.
Actually, I think so. I don't know. What I understand is like the government they control, so like they show the like it's like a showcase. The once the Westerners or the visitors came into the
Oh, like a propaganda performance.
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
So it's like technically they exist, but it's in reality it's like for the just like the ordinary people it's like from they don't even know their other like religions.
Interesting. Okay. And then when you came here and you saw that there were other ones, was it shocking to you?
I find it very interesting because wow, I didn't know they have but only I didn't even know that it's like
they have these churches and these temples and all these things. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but so I heard of some people that believes in some people is like secretly praise, but it's once
like some secret Buddhism or Christianity or something.
Yeah. But it's once they discover it's too dangerous, I guess.
Okay.
I heard some people do that, but I never seen it when I was in North Korea.
Interesting. Okay.
And also I never heard of it.
Okay. Interesting. And now that you're here and you left when you were 14, now you've been here for 16 years, so you've had more time technically of your life in South Korea than North Korea. How does that feel?
When I resettled in South Korea, so I was pretty young, so that's why I didn't hesitate all the things I felt like I adapted it without any questions. For example, so one of the things I wanted to read of is my background actually. So, I felt like just people see me like when I don't even tell them, but once I tell them like I'm born in North Korea, and then reaction is like a little bit different, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
So that's why for a long time I didn't share my background because it's I feel a little bit of shame about my background. But nowadays when I was growing up and also I feel more confident in my background because it's like I don't want to because it's I feel like I'm a little bit grown up compared to the early teen because the place once you're born, you cannot choose.
Yes.
So
I'm just moving a little closer
Yeah,
because
so-
it's loud. Well, not only that, but also the fact that that's the place you were born and now you're here and the journey that you had to go through. Even if anyone was going to discriminate, even if anyone was going to judge, like the proof of your story is so much more brave than even can like comprehend.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. So that's why I feel really, nowadays it's like I don't like it. So that's why I promote I'm okay with that. I say
Yeah.
I'm handling my.
Now you're honest
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, and then also I'm okay with this. Like if the people like see me like, oh, so that's why I don't like it. But also I don't like it, the person as well. So because
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of So and then one thing the reason I joined the link because I wanted to changing the narrative. So
Yeah.
So it's
Speech a little closer.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot that the narrative needs to change. I mean, for example, I was shocked to find out that when you had electricity about 2 hours a day, you would use a Nintendo and play Mario sometimes. And I would say most Americans would be shocked to hear that North Koreans had Nintendos or knew about Mario. And the fact that your favorite movie is 007, the students were shocked. They thought that was amazing.
That's kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's just because of the media. So I wanna. Still, when people ask me about like, oh, what is North Korean, and it's like that. One of the question I always shock me most is like, oh, why North Korean people crying? When they see the Kim Jong Un,
Is that a thing?
No, that's.
I've never even heard someone to
Yeah.
ask that question.
I was shocked because it's like.
I'm glad none of the kids asked that.
Yeah. So actually, that's some of the things are really. I like to take the challenge, but those kind of questions make me.
No.
And so it's like.
Well, it's the propaganda too.
Yeah,
like Kim Jong Un's propaganda to North Koreans is one thing, but the U.S. and the rest of the world also does propaganda. And there's like a problem on the other side, on our side also, of displaying this image. Like you said, you were raised like America bad, and in a lot of places it's like North Korea bad. But it's really just like the government that's bad, not the people.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's why I really. So whenever I got that question, I always say, oh, you should, distinguish between people and the government.
Yes. Honestly, that distinguishment needs to be made more for a lot of countries. Yes. Okay, last question.
All right.
When you are not working at Link, what do you like to do in your free time?
All right. So actually, I like drinking good beers. not all beers. Good
Only
beers.
the good ones.
Only the good ones. This place, Seoul is well known for the craft beer. If you chance to come to this area, there's a really good bars and this craft breweries. So I like to drink. Whenever I have a free time, I go to the craft shop and drinking really good beers and recharging the energy.
Yes. And you said, so I guess I do have one more
All right.
question. And you said that if the borders were reopened and people could go safely back and forth, North Korea, South Korea, what would you want to go back and do in your hometown?
Yes.
Yeah?
Actually, I want to go to I want to open up a craft beer shop for the North and South Korean people, and then people who are interesting to visit the hometown. So so that's my dream, to open up a craft beer shop.
Even though I don't really like beer, I do agree that it's the best to be like either alone or with a group of people around food and drinks and like so much laughing
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're around the table.
It is. So that's why, like, I'm thinking of. I always dreamed like an third floor, like a third floor building, and then one floor.
A big
is,
one.
Yeah, one floor is like. I like the drink. I like the reading of books. So that's why that whenever I drinking and beers, and then it's like
Reading the books.
Reading the books.
Yes, one floor is like a quiet reading, and then one for talking.
Yeah, for the introverts. And
Yes, I like that. Sometimes I'm extroverted and sometimes I'm introverted, so maybe like I go to one floor and then if I'm ready, go to the other one.
That is I'm thinking about it now.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
감사합니다. Thank you for your time and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, yes, it's so great to have you here. Bye.